Welcome back off the desk. Not sure when this one's going to come out, but we're the 7th of July today. So end of financial year. Yay. Sivo, how you going?
Good, man. Another year through it. Changes kind of nothing. I guess we start again.
Yeah, boom.
Most people start again. Line
Zero.
in the sand, I guess.
I actually find it quite challenging.
Right.
Each year I find it quite challenging because it's like you work your absolute ass off for 12 months trying to hit these targets, hit these numbers, go bang, bang, bang. And then it's like, well done.
Congrats.
Zeroed.
Well,
Time to do it all again.
We do have an end of financial year party, so there's some celebration.
Sure. Yeah. What are we doing this year?
Pickleball and lunch, which we did again for Christmas. And I'd do every year, 50K run. I did try and get the team onto a 50K run, but I didn't get much support from anyone.
Well, no one runs here. Yeah.
I thought maybe hiking or something. Something in between.
Maybe we could do that. Yeah, I suggested, like TH7, like the recovery place, which is like sauna and ice bathing, and
I think they
got some pushback.
They put their hand up for a run before they wanted to do the ice bath rather than. But pickleball will be good. Yeah, good social game. So looking forward to it. But that's our end of financial year. Through the line, start again, and reflections. Pretty wild year.
Yeah, I do think this year's a little bit different to other years. I think other financial years we've been like, we should be doing more, we should be doing better, we should be, fixing things, changing things. Whereas I think this financial year that's just gone, I think we did good. I think it's the first year we can look back and go, I don't know if we could have given much more.
I don't think we could have given too much more, time-wise or energy-wise. But it was a very different market with like weird parts throughout the year. Like we talk about October when they changed the 5% scheme and the market in Southeast Queensland in particular just went crazy with this massive fear of missing out.
Yep.
And rates had come down a little bit. And so there was a sense that maybe that was the bottom of the cycle. Like we'd hit the top and rates were coming down rather than the bottom, but that we would go down further. And then we open the calendar year and rates go up 3 times in quick succession. There's a pending world war. There's a fuel shortage. Trump's doing some stuff. We hit Easter and then we finish it with the most live budget we've had in a long time.
The what budget?
Most live. Like most interesting budget.
I think you meant lied and I was like, yeah, they did lie to us.
They did lie.
You're right.
They definitely lied. But with the most changes we've seen in a budget that would have impacted us.
I don't know, and you would know this, of course, but I wouldn't. When was the last time such a budget has had such an influence on the market? Like, is it GST? Is it Johnny? Like, when? Like, it's groundbreaking stuff that's happened to us.
There is, it's probably the most reform we've had in a while, and with no context, or could you have asked me that question earlier and I could have actually looked it up.
It just came to my head.
I think GST was massive when Johnny rolled it out. That was huge and a big change, and there's been no real major tax reform since. They've tweaked with
capital gains. Didn't that get changed from like 86 or something?
85.
Was it 85?
That would have been that's a long time ago. Yeah, GST was after that. So 85, and then I guess the only other they changed the company tax rate from 30% to 25, which is kind of handy just for small businesses. So those under 50 mil turnover, small businesses.
So at 40 mil turnover, you're a small business.
Yeah, correct.
Can't wait to be there.
You get 25%. So either way, like that was probably a pretty good reform. They changed a bit of individual tax rates, but nothing substantial. So
nothing like this.
Long-winded answers say no. Long time since we've probably had proper tax changes.
Yeah, and now that the dust has settled on that a little bit, what are we seeing here? What are we feeling? Are we feeling good still? How's the market going?
Oh, I think the market's pretty real estate's the same, balanced. I don't know if it's quite balanced. I think it's definitely a buyer's market from what. And definitely that's a Tom term. It's probably a buyer's market. There you go. A bit more washy, which is a Steve term. I think they're not clearing the same way. People aren't turning up to open homes. Clearance rates are COVID levels. All signs point to like a cooling market, which was the intention.
Yep.
That was the intention. So they've done what they wanted to do. They've cooled the market. I don't know if Australians are going to love that, as in Australians don't love that because all their wealth's tied up in property. So now you've hindered the value of a lot of Australians' only asset is their properties. So I think it's probably a good time to do it now. Let's see what it looks like in 2 years when the elections come through and who people vote for then based on these changes. But I think it's settled. People are still buying investments. We're still getting investment property applications. Like we've got to grow our wealth in some way. So the market will continue, but it's going to be slower for a little bit. Until people absorb it. They've got it in place quite quickly, which is good. I think it removes that uncertainty. So It's all going to be legislated. It's all live in August. We sort of can roll through and absorb it, and hopefully the show goes on August, September onwards. I think Southeast Queensland's got so much infrastructure. The market here is still too much demand, so will be sweet. Not sure about the rest of the country.
Yeah, well, that's good. Who cares about the rest of the country, I guess?
I mean, we do because we're all over, and it all matters. And yeah, I mean, the economy needs to remain.
Yeah.
So as long as it's not just government spending that's making up our economic growth.
Which there's a lot of chat around government spending around that is causing a lot of the issues that now they're trying to fix by hurting battlers or everyday Aussies, whereas they're not stopping their spending much. But anyway, that's probably more of a discussion for another day. We lost what I was going to say then. Completely lost it.
Oh, I'm glad.
We are seeing still heaps of transactions. Yeah.
Definitely.
So lots of property purchases, and the banks have a new buzzword term that I thought maybe you could just explain to people, and I'm very glad I prepped you for this conversation. So,
here we go.
Neutral gearing.
Neutral gearing.
That's the new buzzword. Do you want to explain to everyone what neutral gearing is all about?
Not really.
Is that a tax advice or?
Probably.
No, we can give facts.
So instead of negative gearing, so it used to be you'd buy an investment property and based on how much of the expenses were. So rent, you'd receive rent. Typically the expenses are more than the rent you receive because of interest expense, property expenses, rates, anything else that goes into managing a property. And then depreciation. So you can depreciate it. Again, let's not get into tax advice too much here, but there's a certain amount of the building you can write off. I feel like we're in Schitt's Creek here. We can write off. And
let's write it up. Because the property goes down in value, but the land goes up in value.
Correct.
Man, that was like a mind-blown explosion when I learned that.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's right. I mean, if you think about it, land's always going up, but the property itself is deteriorating because you got to replace parts of it.
Sure.
And it becomes an older property, which means it's losing value in theory. I'm sure there's like some exception to this. So whoever of the 6 people listening, they'll probably tell us off for that approach. One of them will anyway. So it goes down. So you're allowed to reduce your taxable income a little bit each year by that amount. There's heaps of different ways to do it. Get someone professional to do it. Don't just say Steve said I can reduce my taxable income. So you got those two and they're reducing your taxable income. That's the write-off part. That's the negative gearing. So you use up all that rental income. You don't pay any tax on it because you've got enough expenses to make that zero. So you're offsetting your rental income. A whiteboard probably would have been handy here.
Yep.
And then anyway, you go into negative, and that was the negative gearing part, was then you could reduce your taxable income that you receive personally. So let's say you go negative by 10 grand, you had 100 grand taxable income yourself personally, you only pay tax on 90 grand because that 10 grand was offsetting the 100 grand you pay.
Nice.
Can't do that anymore.
Oh.
Negative gearing's gone. It was nice, gone. So everyone else has been asked to grow their wealth that way. You now can't for an existing residential property purchase. Can for a new one. You can for shares, you can for commercial property if you buy that in your own personal name.
And you can if you've owned the property prior to
the May 12th cutoff. Again, seek tax advice for all those things I just said because they may not apply. So
yeah, I just think the gist of, hey, when you earn 20 grand of income in rent and it costs you 30 grand to maintain that property,
yes,
from deductible expenses, that extra 10 grand negative you could have applied to your pay, you can no longer.
Correct.
But you still don't pay tax on the rental income.
Yeah.
Which you'd have to if they completely abolished the deductibility.
Spot on. And so in the 100 grand, 90 grand scenario, that would have saved you 3 grand in tax you paid at the 30% rate. So now you don't get that 3 grand savings, but you still don't pay tax on the 20 grand of rent you've earned in your scenario. So that's the neutral. So you can go to that, you can neutral off the income, neutral gearing.
Yep.
You just can't get it against your personal income for existing residential properties anymore. So still ways to do it, still an asset there, and there's going to be capital gains implications now once that rolls out to the 30th of June next year, which might change how people approach it as well. But for now, neutral gearing lives. Bank policies have been updated.
Play on.
Easy to work through from a serviceability standpoint. Yes, some borrowing capacities have reduced, but probably not by as much as people feared based on the negative gearing changes.
Well, and we feared. We didn't know how they were going to do it, whether it was still going to be able to be neutrally geared or not.
Definitely.
But, I went through that same discussion with a client who was looking to buy an investment property with their account involved, because I can't provide the tax advice, of course. But it came out to be around $3,800 they were missing out on from their maximised negative gearing to neutrally gearing each year. And they're like, is that it?
Yeah.
What's this all media going on about this and that, and this is what's happening, I can't do this, I'm going to lose money. They're like $3,000 a year, where is that property going to go up by $3,000 a year? Am I still going to get that capital growth? And like they had all their stats and figures. I didn't advise them on that, of course, but all indications were that property would go up in value significantly over the next 5 to 10 years. So when you break down the numbers and you actually see that, don't get me wrong, $3,000 is better in my pocket than the government's. I agree, but if that's the big change, what are we all fussing about?
True.
Let's play on.
I mean, and rents are going up, so you're probably losing a bit of that negative gearing each year anyway. The rent's going up.
Yep.
In comparison to depending what interest rates are doing, what your loan's doing, but it might slowly drift away anyway. So it might be 3 for the first, 2.5 for the second. You might slowly lose that. So again,
naturally you do.
Not as material an impact as we feared.
Yeah.
Or people feared maybe. So yeah, some good tax and accounting advice for us to open up.
So basically,
and financial, yeah.
Basically, go buy an investment property and use us to do it.
Oh my goodness.
Can I say that or?
Well, no.
Disclaimer on the screen. I don't know.
Too much. I don't know if you can do a disclaimer for audio, so we'll work through that.
Please note this is only general advice in nature, and we have not taken your personal information under consideration when we provided this advice.
That's not bad.
Thank you. Anyway, flip the script, play on. End of financial year, I still wanted to touch on that quickly because we just got distracted. But I think it's good to talk in real terms about what the big changes have done now that the budget is close to 2 months old already, which is crazy. Happy financial year to everyone. Happy financial year to all business owners out there. We know it's tough. We know it's crazy. You got to start again to zero, as we sort of discussed. Happy financial year to all brokers and agents out there. The market's going to be crazy for the next 12 months. Crazy challenging, I would say, rather than crazy great. But when there is difficult times, there's always opportunities that we're big on. So don't drop your head, pick up your chin. You'll be right. Dust yourself off and just keep on doing what works. Stick to the process. You'll be okay. For everyone else, go buy some shit. End of financial year is a good time to, buy like a new vacuum and
start a financial year to mean? Hello. What do you?
Start a financial year now.
So now you don't get to
the sales gone.
Write it off until the end. I don't know.
Oh no, I don't mean
watch
off.
it.
I mean there's always sales. Grace is always like that. Heaps sales end of financial year.
Right.
That's when you buy like your goods. Like your vacuums and your fridges and stuff. I think. I don't know.
I try not to buy too many of those things.
Really?
Anyway, if that shocks you, but. I get there's probably spillover. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's always a sale or something, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, man. Yeah, I think after this one, then other big ones like the Click Frenzy one or something.
Okay.
And then there's like the Black Friday sale. And then
Cool. They've got to keep the momentum going, so we're always buying
there's
stuff.
Sales. Anyway,
all that stuff we really need. Yeah.
And I think I saw the other day it's like 22 or 20 weeks until Christmas.
Okay.
So, or 22, is it? I don't know. What's quick maths on that?
Yeah.
We're less than 6 months away. So
sure. Yeah, let's say
close to that.
Less than
3.
Let's say less than 6 months.
Mid-20s, early 20s.
Sure.
Till Christmas. How exciting!
Okay.
You pumped?
No. I hadn't thought about it, to be honest. So.
Okay. Well, Christmas is cool, so I think we should
one
get
step
excited.
at a time. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Christmas, yeah. Well, year ahead, maybe, yeah, to cover it off. So hopefully everyone's done their planning for the next financial year.
Yep.
As a small business owner or medium or large, you should have been planning hopefully by now. So big year ahead.
What does our year look like for the next 12 months?
Probably just do what we did last year, to be honest. Okay. So I think
a little bit of growth, a little bit of change.
Continue looking after people. Yep, we've got two in the team, just officially brokers. Lindsay and John, congratulations. So massive for our team. 6 brokers in the office, which is awesome. So bigger team.
Yep.
More people to look after in the year ahead. So I think we'll continue doing what we're doing from a business standpoint.
Yep.
Which is good. And then personal goals. You're running marathons. I just heard you officially sign up for, or are we
haven't put that on record just yet. But
thought I'd get you into it.
Yeah, no, I did a couple of events last year. So they were positive, fun events. They were like the Hyroxes and the Spartans and all that sort of stuff. But I do miss running. Yeah, I'm running at a distance and hurting whilst running. So I reckon the Brizzy Marathon just makes sense. Haven't done it ever. So I've done the Gold Coast a few times, but haven't done a marathon in, I don't know, could be 5 years.
Wow.
Could be longer. Like a formal official event.
Official race. Because you were going to do Brisbane, but then your wife
went
had
into
a
labour.
child.
Can you believe that?
Had your first child. I do believe that.
I did all the training.
I was there.
And then she went into labour a little bit earlier than we were expecting. That was my first, so I had to be there for the birth.
Yes.
Couldn't go run a marathon.
No, but you were there because you watched me finish the marathon, so it must have been okay for you to be out.
Oh, yeah, we went in and got checked, and they're like, oh, she's going through the early stages.
Got it. Should be okay.
What's that called?
Braxton Hicks.
That's it, bro.
Yeah, I recall.
Far out, you got it, man.
Still got it.
And then we were released, but we had to keep it on watch. Yeah, and then we had to go back in. So we were released for a little bit whilst we went and saw you finish. Yeah, which hurt because when you are running a marathon, for most people out there, it's a lot of training, it's a lot of prep, it's a lot of work to get to that point.
Definitely.
We were even staying in the city, like right next to the start line, finish line. So anyway, having my first daughter was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get back on that horse or back on that running track.
Sick.
And get to it. I think I'll do the marathon. Yeah, for Brizzy. Let's lock me in. Let's do it. You in?
Brizzy Marathon? Maybe. Yep. Probably a training run, as we were joking about. So I'd definitely sign up for the 100 miles again, even though the day of and the day after I said I'd have at least a year off. But
yeah,
we all know that was a lie. So
it's been a week or two?
We're about 2 weeks. Yeah, just over 2 weeks now.
And you're back in?
I'm going to sign it up. Yeah, I've mapped out a pretty significant running training plan with the use of AI. First time I've really used AI for a training plan, so I should have done that a long time ago.
100%.
But anyway, really good detailed training plan, 48-week block, so starts end of July. So I'm just sort of shaking out the hamstring issue I've got now. I've got about 2 or 3 weeks to do that, and then I'll go. But I mean, I'm still, I'd probably do bit over 50K last week, so a bit of a lighter week, and then back into the bigger ones.
Does that timing work for the Brisbane Marathon to your 100 mile?
As in the race timing?
Yeah.
Or being able to do it as a pre-run?
Yeah, because you'll need me. You always need me.
Sure. Probably. Yeah, I think the Brisbane Marathon's earlier, so should be fine.
Like start of June or something?
Yeah, cool. Well, the 100 miles is like end of June this year.
Okay.
So you could probably do both.
Yeah, I'll be good running strength,
Hope so.
Running shape.
Unless you blow yourself up in the marathon, and then...
What do you reckon?
I reckon you blow yourself up in the marathon. And you'll be in all sorts come the end of it. But yeah, good training schedule. I do a B race again in March.
You going to do Noosa again?
I'll probably do Noosa, or there's a backyard ultra on the Gold Coast.
Oh, let's do that.
So I could have a hit out of that. See what...
That'd be good. We can get some content there as well, because backyard ultra is where you stay at one spot and they just do laps. So 6 kilometres, give or take.
Yep, 6.7.
Yep, every hour on the hour. So however quick you finish 6.7, you get then to rest, and then you go again, and it's just until you drop, until you stop.
Repeat. And so, yeah, I guess I like to say the world record because it puts it into context for how crazy people are.
Sure.
123 laps was done in Russia, so 123 hours straight. The previous world record was in Australia last year, so they keep breaking the world record because they're working out how to do it. And just to try and think through how many hours that person hasn't slept properly for is just insane.
What is it, like Monday to Friday?
So
like
you have,
how many...
so there was one in Queensland last year, and they did 119, 118. I'm probably just slightly off there, so someone will tell me that for sure. Phil something, the Aussie. Man, he's such a legend. So he broke the record there, and then they broke it in Russia soon after to do 123. So again, you can only do it. There's only one winner. So someone did 123 laps in Russia. Only one winner. Everyone else gets a DNF. The person who comes second is the assist. So you, to win, have to do one extra lap than the person before you. That means some other poor person did 122 laps.
And broke the record.
Broke the record.
But gets an assist.
Gets no credit for it because
that's what I feel
they
like
pushed
when
the
I pace
person
you know?
to 123.
Just so you know, yeah.
So only the person who gets 123 gets the record, but someone had to go with them. You can't just keep going yourself. As soon as the last person as soon as the second person finishes, you just have to finish your lap out to win, and you don't get to races over. So you can't just keep going solo to try and break the record. Can't break a world record unless someone goes with you. So on the day, you need the right person to go with you. So yeah, there's always two of them.
I hope you don't go for 122 laps.
I don't think I could possibly. I was falling asleep, and that was only less than 24 hours in on that run. So I think I'd have problems going that far beyond. But 24 hours is 100 miles.
Yep.
Should do that maths probably better than that. But roughly speaking, 24 hours is 100 miles. So that's typically for like pretty good runners. That's their goal for a hit out like that.
And the awesome thing about that is that anyone can do those.
Anyone.
Because if you could do one lap, then sign up and do one lap.
Do one lap, yeah.
Or see how many. Maybe you could do 5 laps, 30Ks. Maybe you could do 10 laps. You could do 67.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing that one, I'm signing up. Let's do it, man.
I'll sign up. Do our own distances, yeah. Man, that would be fun because I'd watch you drop off at some point,
Crumble. I would crumble.
Tip of the hat. And so you've got to be pretty simple rules. You start at the start of the hour, have to be at the start line. Have to complete the lap within the hour and be back to the start line for the start of the next hour. So yeah, the quicker you run, the more downtime you can have. But again, then you've got more downtime. So you got to manage.
There's a balance.
Got to manage it. They tend to walk. They'll run walk. Yep. So you want to be.
Is it like 6 to 10 minutes? What do you want at the rest.
Yeah, 10 minutes, I think, normally. They're coming in for just fuel.
Yeah.
And then I think the sleeping part gets harder from there, as in mattresses on the ground, 5 minutes, like proper dirt naps to try and get these people to keep going. So, and then maybe you eat on the loop. I don't know. There's definitely a strategy there, but I don't think we have to worry about that too much yet. Yeah, let's just.
I think we should do it. Yeah.
Let's just try and get 24 in. So,
Giddy up, man.
Well, the Gold Coast one works
The
well.
Outcast boys will do it.
Everyone's in for March. Yeah, about mid-March next year. If I can't get a big turn up to that, I'd do Noosa again. I think it was a good lead-in race to the other one. So more ultra running.
It's still like.
I think 3 anywhere from there on beyond.
Yeah.
I think it's hard because you can't choose your pace as well. So on the long running, there's highs and like massive highs and lows, and there's points where you just can't mentally move yourself at that speed, but you have to because you got to get back for that lap. So you can't control your pace.
Yeah,
so you're bound by and if you're feeling good, you can't keep running.
Yeah,
because you're bound by a pace. So it controls your pace. So I think the mental part of it, slowing you down, speeding you up, would be really challenging.
Far out.
Beyond the fact that you're just there's no one making you. Like, it's your choice to get out of the chair each time to do one more lap. I think the mental part of it.
Chances to quit.
Is you could quit. You quit so often. So often.
But then quitting would make you. I'd feel so bad.
But at one point, you're going to quit because we're not winning.
Oh, come on, man. You never know. Eh?
We're not winning. So you're heading towards quitting stage. So it's your choice to keep going each time.
Yeah.
Before you eventually quit. Anyway, something probably for us to work through mentally, emotionally, physically in the lead up to that.
Yeah, keen, man. No,
that
sounds
out,
good.
so.
Sounds like a good plan ahead. And for the next financial year, we're going to try and take more sprints, more breaks. What are we thinking? Any plans on that? So, like, do 12 weeks of crazy hard work and then try and take a week off, or
a week off,
a day off? All right.
Might have the
yeah. This is how I tell you, Steve. Yeah,
might just have the weekend off.
Saturday, Sunday. There you go.
Yeah, I think
recovered.
I think maybe next year that's probably the goal.
Yeah,
honestly,
calendar year.
Or this year was more like have the weekends away, which I think we've both done.
Yeah, I'm owed one from mid-year.
Okay,
unfortunately.
Did I make you cancel that for the run, or because we moved that around? I'm glad.
That's correct. Yeah.
I mean, you did have the weekend away with us running.
No, that doesn't.
You didn't actually sleep there at all. You just drove there in the middle of the day and then drove home in the middle of the morning.
Sleep in. Yeah.
Did not stay in the accommodation.
So
doesn't count, I guess. But otherwise, I've done what I've said I'd do.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit unlike me.
Yeah.
On the personal front.
Yeah, I mean, like we're always improving, always getting better.
Trying to.
Yeah, and I think that's the goal at the start of this year was to try and take a weekend, maybe the Friday in the weekend, with the kids, go away somewhere, reset a little bit, and I'll still do one in July, I reckon. Hopefully, yeah. Grace is trying to book something, so I think that's important. Yeah, it's good to look forward to something, and the kids grow up real quick.
They do,
and you blink and they're at school.
By.
Yeah,
so they're on school holidays now.
Are they?
They are.
Oh.
Yours wouldn't be at kindy. You're obviously all over that, or
not really?
No. Okay.
No, can I be honest? Yeah.
No, you can be. Yeah.
I'm not all over that.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I think like school holidays would be good next year onwards to have more time off in there. But yeah, this stage weekends are working well. I think it was a good strategy. Just try and find more balance.
Yeah.
Have some weekends away, which we've done.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah, I mean,
and we'll continue.
The pursuit of balance is never going to be balanced.
No.
Let's say that, because end of the day, we want to be able to focus on different things. That's why I think it's it's not going to be Monday to Friday 9 to 5 weekends off. It's going to be let's push hard and then let's take some time, and then let's push hard and take some time. I think that works better for us.
Maybe
because we're all in on either one.
Maybe it's a pretty consuming job though, mortgage broking.
Correct,
as you know.
Yep,
and recall, and you can't really decide when people are doing things.
That's true.
So I'm still mentally trying to work out how that plays out, but.
I think yourself as more of a business owner rather than a mortgage broker.
Okay.
I think that's the shift.
Okay.
That's when you can put new leads and deals on our brokers. And then you can have a little week or something, I don't know.
Maybe.
Just a crazy thought.
Yeah, okay.
Or your associate or
something to think about.
You got some support around you now.
Well, I do, which is good.
Shout out, Paul. All right, well, let's wrap the podcast there. Just kidding. Let's quickly talk about the Broncos. They suck. We lose. We're 8 straight. Which sounds like Queensland, considering that is actually tomorrow night. So giddy up. We're probably already this will come out, and Queensland will be celebrating a great victory.
Geez, here's hoping, because tell you, north of the border, the Broncos fans need something to cheer for.
We need something.
And
I mean, the Finns are going right.
We're up the Finns, and we've quickly shifted because the Broncos have been horrific.
Another brilliant early crow in the same seats that you did last time.
Yeah. You heard it here first. Queensland will win.
Congratulations, Queensland, for the domination of the decider.
No doubt about it. Maybe just on Origin for 1 second,
Uh-huh.
because it'd be good to get Will's thoughts. But I just saw an article this morning saying Cleary's got to play 6, not 7, for them to win or something like that. Just
That's
as
what they're talking about, yeah.
Just as a headline play. Why are they still doing Moses and Cleary?
Because Moses last year was in such great form, and he has got the title of winning at Suncorp and a decider, which
Okay.
only like very few sevens have done
Sure.
because Cleary was hurt for that game. And the talk is that Cleary is a system player. So in Penrith, he's fantastic, but the system in Origin is not the same. It's different team, different players, different coach. So they don't have that system. So Cleary's never had his Joey Johns moment or done his domination of an Origin. He's played well though. Don't get me wrong. I think the criticism on Cleary is harsh, but he's never had the amazing domination moment that Joey Johns had, and that's what he's always compared to. So they think he could play more of a 6 role, and he has played a little bit of 6 role here and there for Panthers, and is good at it. But Cleary's the main man. But they think that potentially Moses could be that 7 because Moses has done it before. I think it's madness. Yep. I think it's crazy. I think you need to have Strange at 6 and Cleary at 7. Moses is good, but
Leave him out.
Leave him out.
I think
I think
Laurie's
if Cleary's
just
hurt,
last send
put
off from
Moses
Laurie,
in.
you know?
this is...
Laurie's
I
like,
was
tip of the hat.
I was Googling after the second game if a coach has ever been sacked mid-series.
Yes.
Because I thought they were going to sack Laurie. No is the answer to that.
Yeah, right.
They haven't,
I mean,
they
because
still didn't.
really, you again, we're very one-eyed here, so take that
No,
before
not
this
me,
comes
mate.
out. But the only part of Origin that New South Wales have played any good at so far was when Ponga was off.
Yes.
So they've not played well, and the team selection seems very odd.
Baffling.
Flipping and flopping between some of their great players, as
Yep.
the Blues tend to. Which always lets them down. So I don't know why they don't back in some of their key players. It feels like Strange would have been a really good selection for 6.
Yes.
To build to something as well, knowing Cleary's still going to be there forever. Let Cleary have his moment, run free. Strange isn't going to take that off him.
Correct.
He's going to play a great support role for him.
Yep.
Moses and him are now going to compete, and neither of them are going to do anything like they've done every time they play together.
Yeah. No,
So-
I agree.
What are they doing?
I think they're mad, man. I think they're like, oh, let's just get the best players in the park and we'll work it out.
Okay.
Whereas we pick a solid team, you know? We
Yeah.
pick a great team
Yeah.
where we win as a team. Strange had a great debut in the first Origin game.
And he just, some of them give you like Origin
He's got that Origin
vibes,
vibes,
you know?
man. He's got Origin written
Like
all
if
over
it
him.
was Queensland,
He'd be in the team and he'd
he
stay.
might mirror like a bit of Munster-ish of a player we'd play
Yeah.
forever.
Forever. He would just stay in the team. Yeah, he's
just
got that Origin in him.
he's fight. He'll just fight. He'll tackle his heart
And
out
his back
and he'll run
row
as hard as he
partner, who
can.
is probably the best player in the Blues at the moment, is Hudson.
Yeah.
Who he plays week in, week out with. Like, I think...
And see, Hudson is,
they're
again,
mad.
there's a player you want in your team.
Pick him every day of the week.
If
Yeah.
we look over at the other side, I'm like, that he's going to give us grief.
You'd also pick Olaquatu every time, but
You
they
would.
didn't do that for the second game.
You would.
for
Can
some
we have him?
reason, so-
Like, we'll
Yeah.
fight a slot for him.
No. And then Dylan Lucas dropped.
We'll make our way
I mean-
there, but could the Broncos, like, is Olaquatu going around? Or
No, he's not going around, man. No, he's the man.
geez,
He's pretty happy there, I reckon.
He'd be pretty good slot in for the Bronx, I reckon.
We're talking about Origin, man. The Bronx, we need more than Olaquatu.
Oh man, he's the sort of player again you want. Yeah, I don't know. We often talk about who do you not want to play against?
Yep.
Like Latrell Mitchell's one. You just like no, please no,
Please no.
please no.
Yep.
And if I'm looking at that team and you're choosing Moses or Strange, I'm like, man, I'd rather you pick Moses for us. So
Yeah, 100%.
thank you. Hopefully Laurie won't hear this in time for tomorrow to flip the team around. But
He
if
is an avid fan,
If he's
Laurie,
scrolling through the pod
of Off the Desk,
yeah, he
yeah.
might be flicking through and there's a little one that comes out tells him what to do. So yeah, maybe don't release this until after Origin when we can have the win. But
And Cameron Murray should be 13. He's the best 13
Wild.
in the game by
Wild.
far.
Yeah.
And he's still not picked for some weird reason. But the talk is that it will be Billy's and Munster's swan song. So they will be, particularly if they win, Billy's, the talk is that he's going to coach Melbourne next year.
Right.
Because
Is Craig going already?
Craig's got some health issues.
oh
Yeah.
yes, but I thought he was doing one more year and was 28. But no.
Well, I think all that's changed as a health
Okay.
concern.
Got it.
Yeah. So I think that's the talk, nothing confirmed. And then Munster, because Sam Walker's come in so strong and Dearden's our man, that Munster thinks, well, this might be a good time for me.
Right.
He's an Origin legend.
Dearden plays 6.
Yep.
Walker plays 7. No brainer.
Yep. And Munster's an Origin legend. He can come back if he wants. He's the captain. He's won us incredible amounts of games. Like, honestly, I don't think there is another player playing in the NRL at the moment who could be called or is called like an Origin legend in the current game. And I think that's Munster. I don't know anyone else that comes close to it. Like
Gago used to
what
be
he
at
has done. Gago,
you know,
yeah.
he used to play
Flip the switch,
terribly every week.
Yeah.
And then come up for Origin. He was like the
Yeah,
greatest.
I mean, Munster was like, he was terrible this year for Storm for the start of the year. And then he comes in Origin
so
and he just
strongly at Origin.
steps up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's big time early crow here.
Yeah.
I will remind you, last year's series in Origin had many parallels to this series in Origin, but reversed.
Yep.
And coming into the decider, Munster had played terrible, much like Moses, and then unfortunately he lost his father. Not saying that Moses had a similar situation.
Yes.
And then a man of the match performance in the decider.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys, who have been known for an early crow,
Thank you. We can call things early.
just obliterated Mitchell Moses on live television.
Yep.
We have.
Yeah.
We have.
With
Oh,
our millions of viewers.
don't get me wrong. I think Mitchell Moses is a great player.
Me
I just don't
too.
think they play well together. But again, calling it very early. Thank you, Will, Blue supporter, one-eyed. We'll take you.
I think Moses is a champion player, and I think he's going to step up. But doesn't mean you're going to win. Yeah, I think Moses will step up and be like, all right, everyone's counting me out. This is who I am. And he's got a bit of mongrel in him. I think he'll play really well. But the reality is he hasn't even played well for Eels this year either. His defence last week, I don't know if you saw it, but like that, Cody Walker ran past him 3 times. It was ridiculous.
I've never seen a player of his quality
Yeah.
play a worse game than that. It was disgusting.
It was terrible.
250th as well.
And they pick him.
I was his 250th.
Yeah.
Poor
And they're
Moses.
like, oh, yep, decider, you're in.
You're in. And do you know what?
He's underdone. You're underdone as a player.
Yeah. And
But he'll step up because that's what good players do.
thank goodness in the game 2, Cleary tackled really well. So you haven't had halves issues in defence at all. So let's slot another half in who's having defensive issues.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it was every try, but it felt like every try was over the top of Cleary.
I know, it's crazy.
And he's
Yeah.
normally
He's pretty solid.
Normally a solid
he's
defender.
not the best, but he's solid enough.
he doesn't miss every single tackle like he did in that game. And every single is probably harsh. Again, calling it here first, Queensland.
I'm actually pretty nervous now. I haven't been nervous until this moment when we were starting to chat.
I think Queensland will run over him. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see how we go. We do have to get to the Broncos, sadly.
Do we have to? Can we just say, like, rest in peace?
So Walshy's 18, 19, something for Origin.
Yep.
What's he? And
yes, but
Carrigan?
we got to buy. So Carrigan's back in Origin.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
We haven't played. Carrigan doesn't play for the Broncos
A
yet.
Bronco will play for Queensland this time.
Yep, correct. Confirmed, yeah.
Thank goodness. And then our Bronco will play for New South Wales.
Yeah, pain
by the
ass,
sounds
yeah,
of it.
'cause Stags got dropped, yeah.
Stags got dropped, yeah. Again, another Blues. Anyway,
Yeah. I mean, Stags, yeah.
do we do?
Yeah, they pick on him.
Drop him. So, which is good. Stags was one of our better players for our recent loss. So
Yes, but he did drop a couple of balls and led to the intercept try. And anyway, no big deal. Play on. You know, things happen.
So what do you do for the Broncos now? Do we just
Man, I got some saucy,
do we go on the
stuff for
run
you.
because we've got 8 to go now? We need to win all 8. Apparently, like I don't know who can do the maths this far out to work out.
We
need to
also
win
need
all
some
8.
results to fall our way.
Okay, so we need all 8 results to fall our way. I tell you who would have been handy to beat was the Sharks, who were sitting at the bottom of the 8.
Yep.
But we didn't. So probably not a great thing we've done for ourselves for this run home. But let's tough game against Panthers next. You've just told me after
Yep.
the bye. So I think we'll get 2 points this weekend. Thank goodness. What happens if they lose to the Panthers? Again, let's not put this on them, but mathematically you're out.
Yep.
You just cut. Is that when you just like
Well,
Madge gets sat down? What are we doing?
yeah, well, there's some hot takes around in the NRL at the moment about the Broncos, and Dave Donahue's come out and said, "Nah, Madge is our guy." You know, and whenever they do that, they usually sack him the next week. So it's turmoil at the Broncos, and
Yeah.
it's quite concerning. You know, Ezra, word on the street, along with Walsh, along with a couple other boys, are not happy with how Madge is, overtrained them. Is
Oh,
the chat.
okay. But I mean, they won a premiership last year because of his training style. But
Yeah.
because they're not going well this year, it's
But did
Madge's
they?
fault.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Weren't they
if
the
you want to
fittest?
look at it half full, you can, and if you want to look at half empty, you can. Half full is like they were the fittest players. That's why we won in the last 10, 20 minutes of every finals game.
Yep.
There is some absolute truth in that. The empty is that Walsh played like no one's ever played footy before. and put the team on his back with the best prop ever to play, and that's not even an argument. People go, oh, what about Webke? What about James? Like, I don't know. Maybe Lazarus, because he won 3 different premierships at 3 different clubs, but Payne Haas, best prop ever to play the game, along with every other star you could think of in the Bronx team. And then we had this crazy freaky player who was playing like he couldn't be touched for 3 games straight, that won us the game. So there's like, without Walsh, would we have won those games even though we were the fittest? Like, definitely not. So there's a bit of that half-empty stuff. Payne Haas leaving to South after we won an incredible premiership is a flag. Not for more money, not for anything, but because of family or personal reasons, he moved to South because he wants to play under Wayne. Wayne hasn't played finals footy in 7 years, so good on you, Wayno. Get out of here, brother. I don't know why you would do that. South also don't have a better team. Their halfback is no idea. Cody Walker is their 6, who kicked a guy on the weekend and got sin bitten.
That was wild.
Their fullback is...
That was wild. Should we cover off on Cody Walker? Cody Walker's done that a few times before as well.
He's an idiot, man.
What? I don't think he was thinking, but it wasn't even a good...
He just kicked him in the shin.
Kicked him in the shin.
It's so weird.
Hurt him.
Honestly,
take him out.
Here's my take. It should have been a send-off.
Yeah.
You can't kick a bloke intentionally like that.
If there was any damage, he would have been sent off. I think it was because they were like, mate, there was no damage.
The funny thing was they scored a try on that play.
Scored a try.
So they had to pull back the try.
It was a debutant as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was a guy
Dane Jennings.
First try
18
scored.
Years old.
18 years old, scored a try in the corner, and his captain got it taken off him because he kicked the player.
Anyway, why are you going to that? Then they got Cheese at 9, who's like plays a good game, then plays a bad game. I think that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's the big one.
And allegedly a felon as well. I don't know, but
yeah, allegedly.
When the Broncos season turned around, that no one talks about Ben Teo leaving.
100%.
Yes. Yeah. The loss of Ben Teo was probably critically.
Oh,
I think that's probably generous, to be honest.
That's
101
generous.
to make the 8. Yeah, I think Ben Teo was critical because he had, he seemed to have the boys.
Out
the right
mid-season.
culture on a Monday afternoon.
Like, that's a flag. Payne Haas is a flag. Paddy Carrigan came out at that similar time saying he'd be open to playing for PNG. Our future Broncos captain, who's been the leader of our pack for I don't know how many years.
Yeah. Also, if I'm playing NRL at the moment, I'm in PNG.
Yeah, me too. But that's
1 year, 2 years. I don't care how long you want to be there. But
that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the Bronx and what all the flags on the wheel.
Especially if you've played a bit. If Payne Haas should have gone there. Anyone who's won a premiership, done what they want to do from a club level, should be going to PNG.
Man, I think that they
Take
can
the
have
cash
such a
when
good
you
team.
can.
They could still win a premiership over
Yeah.
Because everyone's taking the cash. Everyone's gone over there.
Take the cash,
Some
stand the
good players.
combine. I don't know. Set it up. It's crazy to me. You don't have long careers. Go and enjoy it.
You'd be a god.
You would be.
Like, who doesn't like to be worshipped?
A lot of people probably, but...
I should go play at PNG.
So in short, there's issues at the
there's
club,
heaps of
which have
issues.
been there for a long time. Somehow we snuck a premiership in last year.
Yeah, which is a band-aid of everything that's going on over
thought
there.
it was all sweet. It definitely isn't. Roster management's a problem. Attitude's a problem. Like Shibasaki. What are you doing, mate?
Australian centre last year. Queensland centre.
And he doesn't even, instead
make
of
a
making a tackle, he's like, oh, they dropped the ball when Anderson just handed the ball to someone.
Yeah.
And then he jogged back for another one.
Yeah.
And just let him run past me.
Flew past him.
Katoa flew past, scores a try. It's like, you got to want it, guys. You
I
got
would
to
say
want
at
it.
the moment, there's a more likely chance than not that we've got a new coach for pre-season. That's where I'm at. And I think that's crazy because he's only been there for 2 years, first year being the premiership year. But Broncos might go, you know what? We got the premiership. We're losing players. Things are going well. It worked. Let's start again. And then that might build through. We've got a big young crop coming through. We've got Dane Gagai coming next year, which is a bold signing. Jonah Bazette, who's playing Eels reserve grade.
Why have we signed Gagai?
There's another player I can't remember who's coming next year as well, but Mitchell Barnett, to replace Haas, who's not a replacement for Haas, but he's good. He'll be okay. I'm actually pretty buoyant about that signing because he's got a bit of mongrel in him. But I think it's either that or you double down a match. And Broncos, they've come out and said, oh, look, if it was push come to shove right now, we'd re-sign him. And I'm like, guys, come on. Like, why are you saying that stuff? Like, re-sign
Madge.
Oh. Because he's got a 3-year contract, so next year's his last year. But look, he might do the preseason. They might give him 10 weeks and then they sack him mid-season if it's not going well. That's usually the standard process. But, 8 in a row, like, if we don't win any more games this year, like, he's gone. He has to be gone.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But
look, I'd say 8 losses in a row.
Dragons will take him.
Honestly,
You want Trent Barrett? That's your assistant coach.
Oh, not a chance.
honestly, you probably
I mean, who's the next coach? That's the other
Madge would probably go well. The Dragons. Yeah, that's the trouble. I don't.
Bring Kevy back. Should we do that? That's what my boys are saying. Bring back Kevy.
So I just
Kevy
don't
27.
do that.
Bring him back. His son can be the captain. Who gives a shit? Let's go, man.
I don't think they'll do that. Yeah, Billy coming back is actually great. Let's fix that. Yeah, I don't know if Kevy's the right man for the job. I don't know who is.
Bentio.
It's bold. I think eight losses in a row. Yeah, I don't know. Any other club, you're sacking your coach, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like that's
because we won a
first
premiership
move.
last year. He's got that freedom, and I think he should have that grace. But
Maybe 7 games. Yeah, but I think the 8th loss is probably
That's it?
enough. You know,
Yeah.
there's got to be a line somewhere.
Well-
Is it 9? Is it 10? Because the Dragons kept going for a while, didn't they? But did they go 8?
we trying. Why are we attacking the Dragons, man? They won on the weekend.
We're still in the room.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I think Dragons lost. I think it was like 13 or something in a row. 14 was it? Will?
14.
Do you remember?
It was 14. That's
14?
right. Great 14.
No,
So
for the record.
that's the line.
That's the line.
So 6 to go. Anyway, up the Bronx. I don't know.
Bronx.
Thank God for the 2 points this weekend, and
Yep.
we'll see how we go against the Panthers.
That's us off the desk. Peace out, girl.